So one of the things we might want to consider in our relationships is how we can create that same sense of balance emotionally and physically with intimate physical contact without having to rise to the level of the orgasm, which often has the result of losing energy. Now, I admit that this is more a problem for men than it is for women. But I have also heard some women express that it is a problem for them too. They lose energy through that process. So it's very possible that as we evolve spiritually, that we could come to a state in which we'll be experiencing that kind of pleasure and that kind of satisfaction and that kind of oneness, because really the orgasm is about that too. It's about experiencing oneness through other chakras, either through our love or through our mental awareness or through our feelings of unity with the environment. Now, this process of Tantra is not very easy because our bodies are programmed to go towards orgasm. So it requires quite a bit of conscious awareness to be able to remain, on the one hand, excited and aware, and on the other hand, just experiencing that. You see. The other thing that's required is that one would have to have a pure body, meaning that he would have to have cut out meat, alcohol, cigarettes, all these things that we have mentioned for being pure so that the energy can rise up through the centers would need to be employed. Yeah? And one would obviously have to be a meditator so that one can focus on the centers. What we do is we arouse the energy. It's like the contact becomes a generator for the energy, and we remain in contact, and then we bring our focus to the heart center and bring our focus to the forehead center, so that now the energy which has been generated at the second level of consciousness is rising up to the fourth, rising up to the forehead. So it's like you get a generator going, and then you move the energy up into other centers. Now this, of course, requires that the partner is interested in doing this and willing to do this. Why you laugh? So this is it requires the cooperation of the other person. Now in yoga, it's considered, and it's also mentioned in Patanjali's sutras, that this energy, this sperm energy, especially for the man, but also for the woman, can be transmuted into spiritual energy. It's called ojas. This new energy, which is created by the transmutation of the sexual energy, becomes a very powerful spiritual energy, which one can feel in the aura of that person, in the light which comes out from that person, and also from that person's power of speaking. That is, the person's, it's transferred through his speaking to the people around him. Now, concerning the polarity, the soul is neither male nor female. The soul is neutral, it's neuter. In each incarnation we choose a particular gender which serves the purpose of the lessons that we need to learn or want to learn in that incarnation. So we have in us also the memory of all of our incarnations of the opposite sex. Jung referred to this as the animus and the anima. So the anima in the man is the memory of all of his feminine qualities from previous incarnations, and the animus in the woman is the memory of all of the male qualities from those male incarnations. The ultimate goal is to become totally balanced, to balance the male and the female qualities, to incorporate all of the positive aspects of the male and all of the positive aspects of the female, with the sensitivity, with the love, with the caring, with the strength, with the clarity, all of those, the creativity, all of those aspects together in one being, regardless of that being's gender. So this also may be an explanation for homosexuality. For example, it's not the only explanation for homosexuality, but it is one possible explanation. That is, if a soul has had a number of incarnations as a male and suddenly takes on a female body, there may be a certain momentum in male qualities which is not easy for that soul to reject. And so it may feel, although the body may be female, she may feel more male. And the opposite, for example, a soul which had many incarnations as a female takes on a first incarnation in a long time as a male, may feel female although it's in a male body. You see, so the psyche, the psychology, this is not the only reason. Childhood experiences can create this. There's nothing inherently wrong with homosexuality. It's just that the being is not experiencing the dharma of the body, because the body has its own dharma. It has its own place in the universe. It's not a matter of sin any more than it is. It's just more a matter of not being in harmony with the lessons which I have come to learn in this life. Of course, being a homosexual can offer many lessons also to anyone who experiences that in their lives, because there's the experience of being on the border of society, of being rejected, of confronting one's feelings. There are definitely lessons and growth through that also. So, we might compare sex, infatuation, or eros, and love to the waves on the sea. We might say that the foam on the waves is the sex. It's very impressive, but it's short-lived. The wave itself is the eros, or the infatuation, and the sea is the love. So one is more long-lasting and deeper than the other. The wave, the infatuation lasts a month, 2 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years. It doesn't usually last much longer than that. Whereas love can last forever. I would see sex and eros as stepping stones to love. That it's the first attracting power, the first attracting mechanism which attracts us to the other being, what makes us want to unite our lives with them, and then in that unity we are faced with the whole problem of learning to love this person unconditionally. Okay, so at first we're attracted, and then we get into the learning process, yeah? And then we go through this whole process of growing in this way. Now this is the purpose of it. We have free will. We can choose not to grow in this case.